What's up, guys? This is Bova the Fell-Handed, and today we have some guest footage from ByzantineFalcon on Arctic region standard battle. He is in his T-34-3 Chinese Tier 8 premium tank, medium tank, very awesome tank. This is kind of the opposite end of the spectrum of the Type 59, as this has a very hard-hitting gun. Not that the Type 59 has a lot of DPM, but this kind of has more alpha versus the DPM. Now, moving on, what we're going to do with this particular vehicle, we're going to go and run the right flank here, and we are essentially just going to try to use the hills to our advantage, use this amazing turret armor to see if we can't, pull some bounces, get some good spots, and just be an annoyance to the enemy. Now, if you notice, guys, whenever somebody posts up in the middle, right around maybe F5, D5, right around in there, if you are trying to make any secret maneuvers on the other flank, it is just horrendous because they just keep popping up and spotting you and, your compadres and kind of putting rounds on that location. So it's a good place to be, but at the same time, it's a dangerous place to be because, there's not a lot of room to maneuver. You can't really have a whole lot of tanks down there at the same time, so you have to be aware of that. You have to use, what you have to your advantage, and in a situation where you get rolled, there's not really a whole lot of options unless the guys to your 6 up on the hill there where we were posted up a minute ago right there at B7 are paying attention. I have seen a lot of games where someone in this position gets rolled and the guys back there at B6, B7 are just kind of watching. Okay, so anyway, we make a good shot right there, destroy that gentleman, get him off the board. Fantastic shot. First blood, actually, Now, what we're doing here, guys, we are kind of using this hill, to kind of get some good spots in. Now, what you have to understand here is Chinese tanks are not known for their depression. So what we're going to have to do here is kind of make artificial depression, and this is a perfect example of it. We're using reverse angling. We're pulling up, we're aiming, all the way to the right. I mean, we're really using this hill, and the thing is, you can't really just pull up out of the hill here because then they're going to get shots in your lower plate. But at the same time, if you are doing good work, now granted, of course, we're not doing damage per se, but we are pulling a great amount of assisted damage. We're just rolling back and forth and pulling a lot of assists, so you don't really need to rush into things. We've got a good shot there. T-29 looks like it deviated, hit his upper plate. He was angled, his hull was turned, and it hit the upper plate there. A bounce, we go ahead and load a heat shell, see if we can't pull up and maybe put one on him. He's not even looking at us. We power that one right into the side of his turret. Excellent shot. And now we're waiting on our semi-lengthy reload. He's got eyes on us. We don't really want to give him many shots because you know what? Byzantine knows that he's giving the T-29 his front right hull. He knows that. He's not giving him the whole thing. He's giving him just a taste because we physically can't pull up anymore, and give up shots. So we're being very cautious. And guys, don't give up any HP unless you absolutely have to. I see a lot of guys get bored, want to make something happen, and they just run out there and they do something foolish and they're obliterated. Don't be that guy. Play conservatively. I'm not necessarily saying you have to play cautiously, but at the same time, you have to say, I need to survive as long as possible because the longer I am alive, the more damage I can inflict. Think of it that way. You don't really want to go out there and do a rash move because, more often than not, you will suffer for it. Okay, so moving on. As you can see, there's somebody just busted around at us. I'm not even really sure where that came from. I don't think Byzantine's sure either. Okay, there it is. We took one in the rear. Somebody has eyes on us. Almost our 6 o'clock. So we're going to go ahead, move up, get in this trench. We're going to see if we just can't bully this gent. We put a round in him coming up, and essentially we're just trying to outrun his turret. We're making really good maneuvers here. I mean, this tank, the agility of this tank. I was unaware that this tank was so mobile. I thought it was essentially a slower, tougher version of the Type 59. Essentially, it's the same thing with a slightly bigger gun. This thing is amazing. It almost wants me to buy one. Maybe I will buy one. And there is kind of the problem with a lot of these, you know, Chinese tanks, that the aim time is just so slow. But you know what? We overcame that. We destroyed that gent. We moved on. The downside is, look up top, and we are losing horribly. But you know what? This is no time to roll over. We're not going to go out without a fight. We're going to go out with an empty gun. We've got a clicker here to our 12 o'clock. We're going to scope in a nice tight shot, put a round in him. We took a good piece out of him. That being said, we did not finish him off. He makes a clutch shot at us, and he missed. He's trying to finesse us. We put a round into him and sent him back to the garage packing. So, as you can see here, it's little old us and artillery left. What on earth are we going to do? We need to take some cover and prepare for the attack that we know is coming. We know that say, hey, we had an arty a minute ago. We have a pretty good idea where he's at. So we just need to kind of isolate. At this point, you know, when it's the entire team versus you, you know you don't have a chance of winning. Just do as much damage as you can on your way out. You just kind of want to isolate people. The same thing we do in the bat chat. You want to single people out and then focus your energies towards erasing them. If we can end up going hull down, side scraping, we can really end up putting some work in, you know, because this tank kind of excels at that. It's just, you know, it's good. At the same time, it doesn't have the depression to really take advantage of it. Just think, you know, essentially what an IS-7 would be if it had 10 degrees of gun depression. It would be ridiculous. So I understand it. It is what it is, but at the same time, you really can't have any more, because then, you know, you go from being balanced into the OP. Now, granted, of course, I'm sure everybody knows, oh, well, you know, this is OP, that's not OP. Everyone has their own feelings on that. Wow, look at that. Clutch shot, Chinese tank. Granted, we were pretty close. That was still impressive. RNG is with this gentleman. We peek around the corner, and we are taking some fires. We're going to back up, wait on the reload, see what's going on, assess the situation, and just see if we can't coax them into coming one at a time. We are going to fall back. You don't really want to push the issue when you know there are multiple bad guys back there. You know, you kind of want to say, okay, hey, you know, let me see exactly what you have back there, and then I will adjust my battle plan accordingly. And that's exactly what we're doing. We've got good shots here. We're waiting on the gun to scope. Boom! Man, oh man, the gun is hot. We've got somebody on our 6, and you know, at this point in the game, we're like, you know what, that is the only way you are going to kill us if you completely surround us. I mean, this game is absolutely fantastic. It's a treasure to watch. We fired that when I honestly thought it was going to hit, connect, and destroy him. We are also being shot at from both angles. Just bounced around right there and get shot in the back of the turret before we could turn around. Send me more pigs to kill. That's all you can say about that game. It was fantastic. 2760, 1633 assist, 495 block. I'm assuming that was the back of the turret. We turned around, we took Top Gun. I mean, fantastic, slick gun work. I loved every single minute of it. It's like watching an action movie where you are in the seat of the movie star. Guys, I really hope you enjoyed this. Please remember to like, subscribe, and share. ByzantineFalcon sent this to me via Bullseye the Fell-Handed, and you can too. If you have some footage you would like me to review, put on my channel, I will be more than happy to do so. Hit me up or email me below at Bulls Brigade. It's right down below. Guys, we'll see you next time. I hope you enjoyed. Bye-bye.